Hello, everybody. This is Bernie Strom, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we have Quarter Dreams basketball for you. The last week of November, we're going to complete the second month of the season for our computer simulated draft basketball league created by Steve Tate and Big Clue. And I know it's with all the activity in our Field of Dreams and football league and Quarter Dreams basketball. This has sort of been forgotten, but here we are to do the last week. Let's take a moment and welcome Buckshot into the broadcast. And the Naismith division, Vegas leads 15-5. My team, one game ahead of Lehigh. And in the Auerbach division, Motown leads 11-9, one half a game ahead of Ontario. Let's see what we have on tap, and we'll get directly to our ESPN Sports Center style broadcast. And you'll find out what I mean by that. We do the highlights. We don't do the whole game. So if you've seen our broadcast, we have been trying to perfect something that is not going to take a long time because these basketball games take a long time to broadcast. We show you the highlights. When we get to the playoffs at the end of the season, we will probably do most of the important games. But until then, we're just going to do the highlights. And here we are on November 23rd, T-ville at Liverpool, and we'll start simming, and then we'll play a couple of games today. Let's go. Liverpool defeats T-ville 101-94. Liverpool goes to 9-11. T-ville 7-13. Wilkins high scorer with 24 points. Thurman in the game had 12 rebounds. Ontario, the Auerbach division almost leader. He's a half game behind Motown, facing Lehigh, who's one game behind Vegas. And Lehigh puts in a tremendous defensive performance, defeating Ontario 96-65. Lehigh goes to 14-5. They are just behind Vegas still. Ontario goes to 10-10, drops to one game behind Motown. Zerbiak 19 points and Chamberlain 13 rebounds lead in that game. Buckshot's Florida team is 5-12. They're at home against Maplewood. David Solinsky comes by. Hi, David. Thank you for coming by. And David Lando, on his drive home from work, is listening to the game. Maplewood at Florida. Florida puts in a great offensive performance, defeating Maplewood 133-116. Our player of the game, obviously, 37 points. LeBron James and O'Neal with 18 rebounds. We go to the 24th. Aaron Reed stops by. Hi, Aaron. Glad to see you. Liverpool at Motown. Motown one game ahead of Ontario. Liverpool 9-11, two games back. Liverpool defeats Motown 125-108. Motown now a half game ahead of Ontario, while Liverpool is one game back. There are 5 games in that Auerbach division, all within a game and a half of one another. Florida is back-to-back nights at Hagerstown. Florida defeats Hagerstown 139-127, and they've improved their record to 7-12. They're on a winning streak. LeBron James again, 37 points. Davis, 15 rebounds, leads that day. We go on to the 25th, and we're going to play the game between Vegas and Motown, my team. Thank you for indulging me here. Those are the two division leaders. Until then, we're going to sim Lehigh at Texas. Lehigh loses by 2 points to Texas, 131-129. In overtime, Lloyd with 36 points. High scorer, Duncan, high rebounder with 17. Manchester at Chicago. And David, we're going to play one of your second game will include your team at the end. I believe it's Chicago at Lehigh. Anyway, Manchester at Chicago. Whoops, got to get that off there. Chicago defeats Manchester 92-84. Chicago, the premier defensive team in the league, only allowing Manchester to get 84 points. Howard, 26 points scoring leader. Dave DeBusschere, 16 rebounds. And let's play Vegas at Motown, the two division leaders. And we're only going to, for those people that don't know, we play the first 2 minutes of the first quarter. We then sim to the end of the first quarter, end of the second quarter, end of the third quarter, and then we play the last 2 minutes of the game. Here we go. Vegas at Motown. Make sure the settings are correct here. View computer versus computer plays, which will have to go on with 2 minutes to go. We're all set. Here we go. The tap off, Rambis and Hayes. Billups gets the tap.
Vegas recovers the tip.
Billups into the forecourt over to Gervin, who shoots, misses, and Hayes taps it in for two. Vegas leads 2-0. Hudson with the ball in the Thrillers end. He takes the long shot, and it is good. 3 points for Hudson. Thrillers up 3-2. Back in the Vegas end. Hayes inside for 2, 4-3. Vegas, Rambis to Worthy. Worthy drives to the basket, lays it up, it's in. No one's going to miss a shot today. 5-4. Well, there's the miss. Hayes misses it. Gets his own rebound. Puts it back up, misses it again, and Johnson with the rebound. Johnson takes it up all the way. He drives, he throws it over to Maravich in the corner, who drives to the basket, lays it up, he misses, rebound, Hayes. Hayes on a Vegas fast break to Billups. Billups to Gervin. Gervin drives to the basket, lays it in. It's 6-5. Vegas. Maravich with the ball now. He puts a three up. That ball comes out to Hamilton, who gets the rebound. Another Vegas fast break. Billups. Billups to Hamilton. Hamilton drives, puts it up with his left hand. He dunks it. Now 8-5 Vegas over the Thrillers. Maravich with the ball to Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson back to Maravich. What a backcourt. Back to Magic Johnson. Behind it, back to Maravich. Maravich puts it up off the front of the rim, and he is fouled by Hamilton.
Foul is on Hamilton. First personal, first team foul.
Maravich goes to the line. 10 minutes, 13 seconds to go, and left. Let me start again. 10 minutes, 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Maravich puts the first one in. Maravich, an 80% free throw shooter, puts up number 2. Misses it, and here comes number 3. It was on a 3-point play. He puts that one in. 8-7 Vegas. Vegas with the ball in their court. Billups has it, top of the key. Billups takes his three-pointer. That's off the rim. Wallace with the rebound, Rasheed Wallace. He brings it back out, and that ball is blocked by Rambis. Rambis gets the rebound. Motown fast break, Worthy. Over to Maravich. Maravich back to Worthy, and that ball's going to be out of bounds. Let's see how it got out of bounds. He lost it out of bounds, Maravich. It's Vegas ball. 9 minutes, 51 seconds to go. Hamilton in Vegas' side of the court puts up a 2-point shot. It is 10-7. We will stop at the next break. It's off the rim. Rasheed Wallace with the rebound. Fast break for Vegas. Gervin with the ball. Passes to Billups, and there's a foul on Rambis.
Foul is on Rambies. First personal, first team foul.
Steve Tate checks in. And Yoko is here. Nice to see you both. Now we're going to sim to the end of the first quarter. Thrillers have a 3-point lead. Close game here at the end of one. Magic Johnson with 13 points. Maravich with 11 leads Motown. Vegas, 12 points for Elvin Hayes, 10 for Hamilton. We go to the half. Let's see what happens. Thrillers take a 7-point lead at the half. This is going to be a high-scoring game, 82-75. For Motown, everybody scored. Let's start at the top. Maravich with 18. Magic Johnson, 15. Worthy, 14. 12 for Hudson, and 11 for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. On the other side, Vegas, 20 points for Hamilton, 16 for Hayes. Let's go to the end of the third quarter. This is what I call the ESPN highlight version of our play-by-play. End of the third quarter, Thrillers maintain an 8-point lead. 26 points for Hudson, 24 for Maravich. For Motown, Vegas, 27 for Hayes, 26 for Hamilton. Now we're going to go to 2 minutes to go in the game, and we're going to let the computer play it in from there. 2 minutes to go. Computer versus computer.
On the court to start the fourth quarter for Vegas,
Now,
Lucas,
I don't know why it
Arroyo,
started
Prince,
the fourth quarter,
Banks,
but
and
it went
Hayes.
back to there.
For Motown, Cooper, Scott,
We will take this to
Hudson,
the first stop,
Bridges,
then bring it down
and
to 2
Kareem.
minutes as I get used to figuring out what we're doing here. Well, we have a problem. And like anything you don't do,
Abdul-Jabbar takes possession for Motown.
there we go.
Bridges double dribbled.
There's our pause. Now we'll take it down to the 2-minute mark. And it isn't going to go down because I've made a mistake, and I just realized it as I did it. I don't believe it will sim computer versus computer. So let's see what happens here. Once again, I don't do this enough to have it down pat. So I'm going to hit this button right here. I think it's going to freeze. We are going to have to stop this game, reload it, and start all over again. I apologize, gentlemen. Well, that was a lot of fun. Let's go here and get that screen up again. Make sure that, okay, that killed that game. So we're just going to autoplay this. But before we do that, I want to make sure the settings are correct so I don't continue to screw this up. Take that off. Okay, here we go. Well, that was a lot of fun. So we're going to autoplay this game, and then we'll play another one. There we go. Motown defeats Vegas 144-118. I'm so glad that didn't change the outcome of that game for our fans of Motown. Ontario at T-ville, 109-72. T-ville wins. They're now 8-13. Ontario falls to 10-11. Trafalmador at Florida. Trafalmador 159. That's quite an output. 139. Dantley 53 points. Malchione 12 assists. And as we go to the next day, we're going to find a game to play here, and we won't make the same mistake twice. Okay, just briefly, Vegas leads Lehigh by a half a game. Motown, 1 game ahead of Texas. Do we have one of those games? Lehigh at Motown. We'll play Lehigh at Motown. Autoplay Liberty at Maplewood. Maplewood defeats Liberty 110-95. O'Neal 22 points. Weber 18 rebounds. Chicago at Manchester. Chicago defeats Manchester 95-86. That's 2 games in a row. Chicago has held their opponents to under 90 points. DeBush at 22 points. Howard 17 rebounds. Let's play Lehigh at Motown. That's set properly. I promised not to make that same mistake twice. I knew it as soon as I did it. We've heard the national anthem. So here we go, Malone and Rambis. Johnson with the ball in the backcourt.
Motown controls possession off the jump.
Johnson with the ball, top of the key, puts it up, and it's good. Thrillers lead. Lehigh 2-0. Lehigh's end, Cheeks over to Irving. Irving with the ball, puts it up, off the rim. Worthy looks like he's got the rebound. Fast break by Motown. Hudson with it. Over to Magic Johnson, drives, lays it up with his right hand, 4-0. Thrillers. Lehigh's end. Shot is off the rim, rebound Rambis. Rambis leads another Motown fast break. Maravich in the corner to Hudson. Hudson drives in, lays it up, and he misses it. Zerbiak with the rebound. Lehigh now in a fast break. Everybody's running today. Over to Cheeks. Cheeks back to Zerbiak. Zerbiak lays it up. It is a foul on Magic Johnson.
Foul
Zerbiak
is on Magic. His first team foul.
Zerbiak at the line, an 89% free throw shooter. First one is up, and Lehigh gets its first points of the game. Zerbiak bounces it a couple of times, sets it up. He's got 2, 4-2. Motown. Johnson at the top of the key over to Maravich. Maravich back to Johnson. He puts it up. It's off the rim, and Garnett's got the rebound. Irving with the ball at Lehigh's end. Irving takes a short jump shot. He misses it. Malone with the offensive rebound. Malone with the ball, sets it back up, gets his rebound again. Puts it up again and misses again as Rambis comes down with it this time. Motown on a fast break. Hudson goes to the basket. He lays it up and in it. 6-2 Motown. Irving with the ball in Lehigh's end. He puts up a shot. It's good. Now 6-4. As we approach the 10-minute mark. Rambis shoots, he misses it, gets his own rebound, comes back out with it, sets it up again. It's good. It is now 8-4 Motown. Garnett with the ball, and Lehigh Zen cross the court to Zerbiak. Zerbiak puts up a three, and it is blocked by Maravich. Looks like there's a foul on here, and it's a loose ball foul called. Malone over the back. That's the first one for Malone. 9 minutes, 50 seconds. We now are going to zoom. Now that we're going to zoom to the end of the first quarter, hopefully we'll do this one correct and we'll get the last 2 minutes of this game in. At the end of the first, Thrillers lead Lehigh 32-29. We go to halftime. At the half, Lehigh takes the lead 63-58. We go to the end of the third. This is where it all went wrong last time. End of the third, beginning of the fourth, Motown leads Lehigh 97-92. Now to get this right, we need to zoom it to the 2-minute mark. I'm going to do this step by step. There's the 2-minute mark. Now we go back and we change the setup to view computer, computer versus computer, hit continue, and that's how you do it. Hudson puts it up. 125, 111.
Malone check in
2 minutes to go to the game. Hudson at the line. Puts up the second. Thrillers 126, 111. Cheeks with the ball. Cheeks over to Irving. Puts up a three. It's off the rim. Garnett with the rebound. Garnett brings it out past the three-point line. And it is stolen by Worthy. Over to Johnson. Over to Maravich in the Thrillers' end. Johnson drives to the basket, puts it up, and it is. Johnson goes hard to the floor. He misses the shot. Rebound by Abdul-Jabbar. That's a miss. It looks like Garnett has the ball. Lehigh fast break. Irving with it. Drives to the basket, and that ball is blocked. Abdul-Jabbar blocked that shot. Magic Johnson with the ball. Johnson in the Thrillers' end. He puts up a long three. It's off the rim. Garnett with the rebound. 1 minute, 10 seconds. This game looks like it's pretty much over. Garnett to Tony. Tony around to Irving, and that ball's out of bounds. 126, 111. Motown. Motown's ball at their own end. Johnson with it, lays it up. It's good. 126, 111. Irving with the ball. Over to Garnett. Garnett from the outside. Off the rim. Abdul-Jabbar with the rebound. Johnson over to Hudson. Hudson in Motown's end puts up a three. It's off the rim, and it's rebounded by Pete Maravich, who has 24 points today. Maravich takes it out. Ball's into Malone. He's got the rebound. Garnett shoots. It's off the rim, and Abdul-Jabbar gets another rebound. 20 seconds to go in the game. 128, 111. This game is over. You're not going to see anybody foul anybody. No reason to let this game continue. 6 seconds to go, and
the final
that's
score,
the game.
Motown 128, Lehigh 111. Motown was led by Worthy with 13 points, 12 rebounds, Hudson with 30 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, Maravich with 24 points, 7 assists. Lehigh was led by Irving with 31 points, Garnett with 12 points, 14 rebounds, Zacharbiak with 23 points, 7 rebounds.
And there we go. Texas at Vegas. Vegas is a 5-point favorite in this game. And here we go. Once again, I hit the button without resetting it. So what we're going to do, that should play itself out. But if it doesn't, I'm going to have to close it again. There we go. Once again, I haven't done this enough. I need to get into a rhythm. You'll have to forgive me. It's only take 1 second to do this. Not a problem, however. We'll go right back to that game. It will either have been simmed or we'll sim it now. It did not sim. Okay, what we have to do at this point is go back to the setup, take it off View Computer, go back to the schedule, hit the auto button, and this game ends here in a minute. 127-95 Vegas leads. They are now 16-6, a game and a half ahead of Trafalmador, a game and a half ahead of Lehigh. We're going to sim the next game, Trafalmador at Hagerstown. Hagerstown defeats Trafalmador 117-108. Pierce 20 points, Havlicek 15 assists. In that Texas-Vegas game, Billups had 28 points, Hayes 28 rebounds. That's quite a day. The 27th, and once again, and this will be the last time I apologize for messing this up, we will be back on the next broadcast without making those mistakes, as I will remember, because I just wrote it down and gave myself a note on what I have to do before I sim those last 2 minutes. Ontario at Trafalmador before we get there. Vegas, a game and a half ahead of Lehigh, 2 games ahead of Hagerstown and Trafalmador. Ontario now has fallen to 2 games back in the Auerbach division. Of course, it looks like all the teams are 2 games back. Let's auto play the game here on the 27th. 92-85 Trafalmador over Ontario. Dantley 23 points. Jawan Howard 12 rebounds. And we go to the 28th. Another group of games here. Vegas at Maplewood. Vegas is defeated by Maplewood 153-132. Vegas drops to 16-7. Maplewood goes to 11-11. Texas at Liverpool. Texas defeats Liverpool 114-105. Sampson 29 points and 13 rebounds. We go to Manchester at Liberty. Manchester defeats Liberty. They get their 4th win of the year, 106-96. Weber 36 points. Cunningham 23 rebounds. And Trafalmador at Lehigh. Lehigh defeats Trafalmador 123-101. Malone 36 points and 16 rebounds. We go to the 29th, another group of 6 games. Once again, as we glance down to the tight Naismith and Auerbach divisions, Vegas, Lehigh, and Hagerstown all with 7 losses within a game and a half of one another. Trafalmador with 8 losses, also a game and a half back. Auerbach division, Motown 13-10, Texas 12-12, Maplewood 11-11. All within a game and a half of one another. Speaking of Maplewood, they're at Ontario, and they defeat Ontario 101-94. They are now 1 game back. Chamberlain, 25 points in that game for Ontario. Liberty at Motown. Motown 122-119. Victory. Maravich, 35 points. DeLambert, 18 rebounds. Motown now a game and a half ahead of Maplewood. Manchester at Texas. Texas defeats Manchester 95-84. Texas sneaks above 500, 13-12. Manchester now 4-17. Liverpool at Vegas. Vegas defeats Liverpool 119-98. Hamilton 22 points. Lister 15 rebounds for Liverpool. Let me just check a game for tomorrow. I want to make sure that's there. Chicago at Lehigh. We are going to play that game. Hagerstown at Chicago. Hagerstown defeats Chicago 109-96. Chicago drops to 10-13. They find themselves 6.5 games out in the Naismith division. Hagerstown increases their record to 14-7, 1.5 games out in the same division. And the last game on the 29th, T-ville at Florida. T-ville defeats Florida 113-103. T-ville now 9-13. Florida 7-14. LeBron James, once again, the high scorer for Florida with 34 points. Lucas, 18 rebounds. We move to the 30th of November. Hagerstown at Motown. Motown wins 126-97. Havlicek, 29 points. Worthy, 13 rebounds. Motown finishes the month in first place, 15-10. Hagerstown currently 2 games out in their division. We find ourselves at, well, let's do that game last. Let's autoplay Florida T-ville. Florida loses 128-120. Wilkins, the high scorer, 30 points and 21 rebounds. T-ville 10-13. Florida 7-15. Liberty at Liverpool 96-88. Liverpool now goes to 11-13. Liberty to 9-14. And let's play Chicago at Lehigh. This game pits the 10-13 Chicago team against Lehigh, who's a game back in the Naismith division. If they win this game, they will end the month of November 1/2 game behind my team. Human versus human, we're there. Here's the tip. Wallace and Malone. Cheeks with the ball.
Lehigh controls it.
Cheeks over to Zerbiak in the corner to Garnett. Back to Zerbiak outside the 3-point line. And there's a foul
Foul
on
is
Lance.
on Lance. His first personal, first team.
Jones takes it out for Lehigh.
Stolen by Wallace.
Ben Wallace with the ball. Chicago fast break over to Murphy. Murphy drives to the basket, off the glass and in, and Chicago leads 2-0. Lehigh with the ball. McHale blocks it. Jones in control, puts it up, and it's tied at 2 for the Lizards. In the Chicago end, Murphy at the top of the key over to Lance, back to Murphy. Murphy into McHale. McHale covered by Garnett, puts it up off the rim. Jones with the rebound. Lehigh fast break. Cheeks over to Zerbiak. Zerbiak drives to the basket, puts it up and in for 2 Lizards. 10:55 to go in the first. Shot blocked by Garnett. Over to Jones. Oh, well, that's a very quick chalkboard. So to catch it up, since the chalkboard missed a couple of things, the Lizards 6, Chicago 2, there is currently a jump ball, 10:07 to go in the first. Let's go to the next stoppage and play, at which time we'll start our highlight zooms. Murphy with the ball.
Bird wins the jump ball for Chicago.
Garnett under the basket. Puts it up. Off the rim. Rebound by Jones. Jones has it in the Lizards' end. Over to Garnett. Garnett puts up a shot. It's good. It's now 8-2. Lehigh in the Chicago end. Murphy puts it up off the backboard. Garnett with the rebound. Jones off the rim. Murphy, littlest guy on the court with the rebound. Over to Bird. Bird in the Chicago end. Bird over the Malone, covered by Garnett. It is knocked out of bounds. And it's Lehigh's ball.
Hassel and Zacharbiak check in for Lehigh.
Couple of players come in for Lehigh. It's 8-2 Lizards, 8:52 to go. We are going to zoom to the end of the first quarter. Lizards 32, Chicago 17. We have the makings of a blowout, but you know what happens in these games when there's big leads early? They tend to evaporate as we go to the half. 12-point Lizard lead, 54-42. Let's check Lehigh, 18 points for Garnett and 15 points for McHale for Chicago. Here we go, the end of the third. Still 12 points. We maintain the Lizard lead, 83-71. A whole host of people scoring for Lehigh, 20 points for Garnett, 19 for Zerbiak, Malone with 14. Chicago, McHale has 21. And then we go down to Lance with 11 and Bird with only 10 points. In this particular case, let's go to 6 minutes and see if the score gets any closer.
Hassel and Zacharbiak check in for Lehigh.
Lizards lead 98-85. They maintain their lead. 21 points for Garnett and Zerbiak. 25 for McHale. We'll go to 2 minutes, but I think this game is over. But since this is the last game of the month, let's watch the last 2 minutes. I think I did that right. Here we go. Murphy with the ball, puts it in. 98-86. That was his free throw. Cheeks with the ball, top of the key, over to Zerbiak. Zerbiak across the court to Hassel. Hassel into Malone. Malone takes the shots off the... There's a foul on Wallace. Malone
Foul
was
is
hit.
on Wallace. Fourth personal, fourth team foul.
Malone at the line. First shot is good.
Henderson checks in for Chicago.
Malone puts it up. Malone's got both. 186. Henderson with the ball. And it's out of bounds.
Henderson lost it out of bounds.
Lance. Lizards
ball. Parrish checks in for Chicago. Tony checks in for Lehigh.
Tony with the ball. Top of the key over to Hassel. Puts it up, and it's good. This game, 102-86. Oh, we're at 4:48. We're going to stop that in a minute. This game's going to be over here. I thought I brought it down to 2, but obviously I need a little practice. Pause. Let's go down here. In order for me to zoom it, I have to take it off. Computer versus computer. It will only zoom at human versus human. 104.93, 11 points. Why not? Let's watch the last 2 minutes. Back to computer versus computer. Here we go on our ESPN highlights broadcast. Garnett puts it in, 105.93.
Johnson and McHale check in for Chicago.
Garnett puts up a second, 106.93. Bird with the ball in Chicago's end over to Johnson. Johnson puts it up, it's good, 106.95, minute 46. Zerbiak to Cheeks, back to Zerbiak. Zerbiak lets it fly. It's over into Garnett. Garnett's going to drop it in. He dunks it. 108.95, 122 to go. This game all but over. McHale drives to the basket. Puts it in. 108.97. That's a dunk by McHale. Zerbiak passes to Cheeks and Johnson
Foul
fouls.
is on Johnson. First personal, sixth team foul.
Johnson has fouled out of the game. Cheeks misses his first. Lizards in the bonus. Shot goes up, it's good. Johnson with the ball. Dennis Johnson to Bird, back to Johnson. Johnson to McHale. McHale back to Bird. Bird puts it up for three. It's off the rim. Garnett with the rebound. Less than a minute to go in the game. Garnett lays it up and in. It's a dunk. Looks like a layup, but it is a dunk. 33 seconds to go. This game winds down. It's going to end. Lizards will going to take this one. Dennis Johnson with the rebound. Brings it back out. Off the rim, Bird with the rebound. 20 seconds. He backs up. Double teamed. Throws it up. It's in. It's a foul on Tony.
Foul is on Tony. His third personal, fifth team.
Too little, too late as Bird goes to the line. And one of those days, Bird misses the free throw. Game down to 13 seconds. Cheeks with the ball. 5 seconds. This game is over.
The final score, Lehigh 111, Chicago 99. Lehigh was led by Malone with 16 points, 12 rebounds, Garnett with 27 points, 12 rebounds, Zacharbiak with 23 points. Chicago was led by Bird with 14 points, 13 rebounds, McHale with 31 points, 13 rebounds.
And there we go. There's the end of November. For our next broadcast, I promised not to make that silly mistake I made earlier. We will be back for a broadcast later in the week, and there's a look at the first games in the month of December. It will go to the 2nd of December. The games we will see that day: Liverpool at Ontario, Florida, Texas, Motown at Liberty, Chicago at T-ville, and Manchester at Trafalmador. As we go to the standings at the end of November in the Naismith division, Vegas 17-7, a half game out of Lehigh, 2 games out of Hagerstown, and Trafalmador 14-8. In the Auerbach division, Motown at 15-10 leads Maplewood and Texas by 2 games. Everybody's in that division except Manchester. Only 5 games separate the top 2, 4, 6 teams. Adrian Dantley leads all scorers with 28.9, followed by Alvin Iverson at 27.8. John Havlicek and Paul Pierce for Hagerstown round out the top four. For the scoring lead is rebounds, led by Elvin Hayes, and followed by Wilt Chamberlain, number 2. Assists, Chauncey Billups, followed by Allen Iverson, sorry. Wilt Chamberlain leads in blocks, Mark Eaton second. Team-wise, Vegas leads all teams with a 128.4 scoring average. Motown is second, 126.9. There's no surprise that those teams lead the divisions. This is an offensive-oriented league. It's obviously not a defensive-oriented league. Chicago and T-ville are the two best defensive teams, and as you can see, T-ville 6.5 games out at 10-13, Chicago 10-14, 7 games out. In our Court of Dreams League, I think you want to be an offensive-minded team. And early on, the All-Star voting goes Vegas with Chauncey Billups at one guard, Havlicek at Hagerstown the other, Dantley at center, Kevin Garnett, and Elvin Hayes in the front court. Anyway, this is Bernie Strom. I want to thank Steve Tate, Yoko, Aaron Reed, David Landau, David Zielinski, and Buckshot Sports Replays for checking in. I know we're not that popular anymore with football and baseball leading the way, but basketball is a fun sport. And once I start to do these broadcasts a little more than once every week, I will get the cadence down and the setups right, and we will not have those interruptions. Anyway, this is Bernie Strom wishing everybody a happy Monday evening. We will catch you all very soon on another broadcast. Thanks for coming by.